The greatest want of the world is the want of men.
Men who will not be bought or sold.
Men who in their inmost souls are true and honest.
Men who do not fear to call sin by its right name.
Men whose conscience is as true to duty as the needle to the pole.
Men who will stand for the right though the heavens fall.
I was sitting down and my mom told me to look at this encyclopedia of herbs. And so as I'm looking in the glossary, it's talking about similar institutions like that. And that's how I found in a book about Uchee Pine. What brought me to Uchee Pines though is I saw around me a lot of need and ignorance. So I wanted to learn how to educate people, how to help them prevent disease, and how to approach health in more of a holistic manner.
I've always been intrigued by medicine and by healthcare, and from, I guess, since college, I had a mind to continue in that pathway. But at one point in my life, the Lord convicted me and told me that I was seeking after selfish gain. I was seeking after the wrong things in life with the wrong motives, and I was convicted to come into medical missionary work.
Once in the LC course, the first months, around the first 4 months, were a lot of book knowledge. My most challenging class was medical terminology. It was fantastic, but it was a little bit challenging.
I thoroughly enjoyed classes with Dr. Mark, especially biblical counseling, talking about deep-rooted issues that people face, the pain that people have to deal with every day, and how we try to deal with those issues on our own. We think we can give a medication or a diagnosis that will solve the problem. Learning about seeking God as the great physician, as the great psychologist.
My favorite class was biblical counseling with Dr. Mark. It was very eye-opening and just helped me completely change how I view things, and then how I can relate to others and how I can help others, not only physically but spiritually and mentally.
Another class that I really enjoyed was Common Diseases with Brother Andre. I really enjoy his teaching style, and I appreciate how patient he was with us. I really enjoyed learning from him and seeing the simple methods, such as eating papaya seeds if you have malaria.
Practical classes were like phlebotomy, where we had to stick someone and get blood out of them. I'm still getting there to like it. I also had hydrotherapy, where it was a very long class, but it was a very nice class too. All the details of how simple things like water and heat can help a human body heal. Then came the practicum, where we actually had our own guests and had the privilege of practicing and putting into practice all that we'd learned.
We are all called to be medical missionaries for these last days, and being in this field has really changed the way I view myself, as well as the way I view mission work. There's so many blessings in service, especially when you're dealing with guests who are here. They're all in need of something. Christ's method alone brings true success, and just mingling with the guests and seeking to help them has really been a different aspect to healthcare that I have not seen before, especially in the hospitals and the clinics and these other places I've been exposed to. And just seeing the loving ministry of Christ in this service is just, it's so humbling.
So once I started working with the guests, one of the things that I really have to make sure is that you have to stay connected with God, because it's a very spiritual work. So, guests come here, they're needing something, and they're in, not only physically but also mentally and emotionally, they're asking for healing, and we don't have that power to give them. So we have to take everything they're asking from God so that they can have something that they can nourish from.
I truly believe that we have nothing to fear for the future except that we forget the way that God has led us and taught us in the past. And for the future, I only desire to be within God's will. Whatever mission field He has me, whether it's in my home, across the street, or across the world, the mission is the same. To live for Christ, to be a vessel for His love to flow to others.
What I love about missionary work is that there is not just one way to do it. I have a passion for music, and I also have a passion for medical missionary work. And I believe that in my life work, in the mission that God has called me to do, we can use both passions to reach others and to carry the gospel to the world.